Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Leafy Murdoch here, and here to do the Promised Neverland, chapter 145. Now, as I'm reading this chapter, I realised it's not nearing the end per se, but we are in a lot of ways. Not just talking about the Promised Neverland, but we are reaching the end. Unfortunately, looks like it. So yeah. Then I've got to create something new. Well, no, I've got to just review another series. I've taken a break of Doctor Stone for the meantime. I do apologise about the noise, by the way, but I've taken a break of Doctor Stone. I just want to do the Promised Neverland now. I might just do the Doctor Stone or something else. Not really sure. But anyway, I don't think you care about that. Chapter 145. Here we go. So, as you know, Emma and Norman Emma and Ray, sorry, have called back to all the kids and stuff. So they've announced they sorted out the promise and whatever. And yes, they find out that obviously through I can't remember how, but they find out that yes, we need to go back to the capital to stop Norman from killing all the nobles and all the demons and that sort of thing. Um, But as it says, but if the queen and the nobles die, it's all over. Their whole system will implode. They'll never be able to renegotiate with them. That could be something a problem. The promise, like you have to negotiate a plan or a deal with the fellow demons or whatever. Whatever the deal is going to be, who knows? But Emma must be thinking of it. But right now they've got to actually hope they survive in the meantime anyway. So yeah. And obviously they want to go and try and stop Norman and stop Norman and the gang from killing all the demons. And unfortunately they have 3 days to make it, but it'll only really take 2.5 days to get to Ether. But then they spawn a load of horses. And a girl with the hat returns. I don't know, I can't remember her name. I think it's just part of Norman's lackeys, but I'm not really too sure, to answer you. But she says, I care more about family than any of the demons. My real priority is to protect everybody. And she basically says she rather save the demons and then save her family at the same time, if you know what I mean. And she wants to help save Norman as well. And we return back to Norman, and so yeah, it turns back to all of them, and they're basically saying oh, they can't wait before they die, or if they potentially die, they don't really mind because they'll be able to get rid of all the trash, all the demons and that sort of thing. But Norman says, or didn't they say you and all the children will get to see a whole new world? That's all we can ever hope for. It doesn't get any better than this. And then Norman says, "Stop this foolishness," and he doesn't want anyone to die. He wants everyone to come back with a safe victory, and we're rebuilding a new world, and we all deserve to be free. And he has this really lovely cloak on and that sort of thing, and he looks up to the sky and says, Ray and Emma, I didn't want to live in a future where I have to kill Musica. Life is having a flashback of Emma. I will never be able to smile again. You can tell us everything, Norman. Let's survive together from now on, Norman. And he basically says, I'm sorry. And he coughs up and goes mental. And looks like he's could potentially be dying from a bad cough. Sorry, for the little cut there. I had live outside a road, unfortunately, so I probably a copyright music in the background for a second there. But yeah, and then so Norman could potentially be dying, and then we have all the demons and that sort of thing, and then the village. Norman closes his eyes. Boom. And the war and the final battle has begun. And do we think Norman's going to die? Well, looking back at this poster thing with them all singing, this is what this is one thing I have heard. I think it was chapter 118 this came out, I'm not really sure, but it's got Mama, Sister Crone, Emma, Norman and Ray all singing a lot, doing this like recording thing. And yeah, if you look close into Norman's book, apparently the books are supposed to symbolise like how long they've got to live. Norman seems to like be halfway. Emma seems to be like a tiny bit through, but has loads of pages left, so she's got a long way to live. Mum, interestingly, looks like she has a long time to live because she has lots of pages. Well, actually, I don't know. No, this is read like a normal book, so. Oh, not looking for Mum. No, sorry, Mum's not. Is looking for Mum anyway. And well, this is just about Ray actually. Sorry to go off topic. I know it's not about the chapter or anything, but Ray seems to have 2 books now. Whether that's like he died then came back to life at some point, or maybe he's about to close this book and then open another one to say like on a new chapter and he's like a new awakening and that sort of thing, but we don't know. But Ray could open it up, or it could be either of 2 ways. Like Ray could die in the future and then come back to life. Who knows what will happen with that? And yeah, so Norman could potentially die. Or he's probably dying from sickness or whatever. And you gotta remember, like he's aged like rapidly due to experiments and that sort of thing. So that must be playing with his head, like damaging his mind. So when it comes to him aging, it probably is like beyond halfway now. He looks like about 25, 26 now, while Emma and Ray are like in the 14, 15, and that pretty much sucks. And I really hope this whole scandal gets resolved soon. Pretty depressing. I hope we can only hope anyway. I want ideally everyone to like get out freely, but you know that's not gonna happen unfortunately. Anyway guys, that'll be it today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. The Promised Neverlands, chapter 145. Signing out. Love you all. Peace.